Hello, it's Laura, and I'm about 11 miles out from campus, standing at Glacier Creek Preserve, 525 acres of restored tallgrass prairie. The preserve, which is owned and operated by UNO, is used for environmental research, education, and recreation by the general public. Well, okay, but why am I here? And why am I talking to you about it? Tallgrass prairies like this once covered 170 million acres of North America. Now, less than 4% of that original area remains. The eastern fourth of Nebraska was almost entirely tallgrass prairie. Now it's mostly small, scattered patches. All types of prairies, tallgrass, mixed grass, and shortgrass, are some of the most endangered ecosystems in the world. And this certainly didn't happen by accident.
In the decades following the United States' acquisition of the Louisiana Purchase, Europeans and Americans began seeking settlement in the West, causing massive ecological and social changes from the 1830s through 1900 and beyond. The systematic transformation of the Great Plains begins with how people perceived it. Once called the Great American Desert, the prairie was initially viewed as unlivable, barren without the trees common to the eastern United States. But soon, they found the fertile soil to be ideal for agriculture, and the conversion of the prairie into farmland began.
The U.S. government helped facilitate this process, most notably through the Homestead Act of 1862. Any adult who had not served in the Confederacy could claim 160 acres of public land, with the expectation that they would cultivate and farm it. 45% of Nebraska was homesteaded. In fact, the initial plot of land that now makes up Glacier Creek Preserve was homesteaded in 1880, transformed from prairie to cropland.
Additional measures like the Timber Culture Act of 1873 specifically deeded land to farmers if they used it to plant and maintain trees. To maintain the lifestyle of 19th century America, timber was needed for further construction, fuel, and windbreaks.
While the people and government of the United States didn't set out with malicious intent, there's no denying that their cultivation meant destruction for the native environment.
The newly perfected and mass-produced steel plow tore through land, not just destroying habitat and threatening native species, but causing massive soil erosion, which polluted waterways and directly led to the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. Even areas not cultivated were affected by overgrazing or the suppression of fire, which is essential in maintaining the prairie's health and diversity. Additionally, invasive and exotic species often outcompeted the native plants and animals.
All these things that started nearly 200 years ago, agricultural and urban development, fire suppression, and invasive species, continue to threaten the prairie today. So why does this matter? What does it mean for us now? Well, the prairie is never going to be what it once was, but that doesn't mean it can't be protected and appreciated. The tallgrass prairie is unique to North America. It's part of our geographic identity. Hundreds of plant and animal species depend on it for habitat. In its infinite diversity, the prairie made us who we are.
Restoration efforts like the Glacier Creek Preserve or the Flint Hills in Kansas maintain our history and our ecosystem, and show destruction isn't inevitable in the face of human progress.
Maybe the biggest lesson we can take away from the prairie's history is that the way we view the environment affects how we treat the environment, and eventually how the environment will treat us. When you view the land around you as empty, you don't really value it. It's disposable, and it's yours to manipulate, no matter what the environmental consequences are. But the prairie was never empty, and it's not empty today.